Smash Brothers, Nintendo's fighting game franchise, I guess we could call it. The franchise that represents the best from Nintendo when it comes to, hey, it's their take on fighting games, it's brilliant, it's their own mascots, everybody loves it. It's also very hype-inducing in the way it builds up, especially with trailers every single week or every single time we get one, and every day would happen with the Smash Dojo, I believe. I wasn't around during that time, and the Miiverse update we got every day, building up and giving us more and showing us more of the game, but also represents the worst when it comes to the Nintendo fanbase, when people don't know to shut up about where Smash, and getting disappointed when Nintendo doesn't announce Smash Brothers in the Nintendo Direct that was not about Smash Brothers. But anyway, this is the series regarding Super Smash Brothers and predictions for Super Smash Brothers Switch. Yes, this is the intro that I'll be using on every single one of the videos. There will be 7 in total, each representing 7 different topics. Some of them topics in franchises in collective or just universes. So yeah, let's get on to whatever topic it is, because this is always going to be the same intro. Also, since it's the same intro, getting out of the way, I'm expecting Super Smash Brothers Switch, be it 5 or 4 port, to just be taking Smash Brothers 4 and expanding it, be it the engine with added new characters, new game modes, and yeah, that's about it. So let's get on to it. And now we're going to talk more about the middle way. You're going to talk about the retro IPs, the new IPs, and including the Mii's, Pikmin, and Punch-Out in this video. So again, like everything else, everybody's returning, be it Raw, be it the older IPs, be it the new IPs, everything is returning from Smash Bros. 4. I also think that Ice Climbers will indeed make a comeback. I can also see, I cannot see any characters from Pikmin being added outside of a new costume for Olimar, or if Pikmin 4 comes out before Smash Bros. 5 or Super Smash Bros. Switch comes out and introduces 4 new Pikmin, so that new character could use those 4 Pikmin that would hopefully be different than the other Pikmin that Olimar has. You add in the Rock Pikmin, and then you have both Olimar and this new character, each with 5 different Pikmins that do different things. It'll be interesting to see that. When it comes to Punch-Out, not seeing any character getting into it. The only character that I can honestly see make an appearance would be King Hippo as a little Mac clone, but being bigger, stronger, slower. You know, like a clone is, like Ganondorf is. Little Mac's Ganondorf, let's put it that way. I'm also expecting the Mii's to get more classes. Maybe classes from Miitopia, like the Chef, maybe the Imp, you know, because there was a lot of them there. And outside of the Warrior, and maybe the Tank, the Scientist, technically speaking, all the classes from those games, from that game, from Miitopia, would be very interesting, and they were not from Smash. You know, there wasn't a Gunner, there wasn't a Brawler, and the Gunner, technically there was a Gunner with the Tank, but that's beside the point. That's not really near there. Now for new franchises coming into Smash Brothers, be it old and new, I'm expecting Isaac from Golden Sun to appear. He continues to be one of the fan favorites, even after all these years. I think he fits perfectly. Again, I've never played the games, I don't know much for the franchise, but he is a major fan favorite. A lot of people ask for him. I would not be surprised if he made it in from older games, from the NES games. I'm expecting Takamaru to be a character in the game. Why do I think that that's going to be it? Well, he was considered for Super Smash Bros. I believe 4, but was removed and not implemented because maybe the Western audiences would not know about him, because hey, he was only a character from a Japanese game. The game since then, I believe, has released at the very least in the North American Virtual Console for the 3DS, I believe. I think it was the 3DS that the game released on. I remember seeing it during an E3 where they were playing it on, I believe, 3DS. He was a Mii costume. He's an assist trophy. That was what they went with. Little Mac was also on a trophy, and I think that Takumaru alongside Ashley and Waluigi are going to take the Little Mac route with the next game. They're going to upgrade, so like Isaac should have been, upgraded from assist trophy to character. I think now, and I don't like the idea of like Western fans will not know who they are. I think that's a bad excuse. I think the character should have been in. If that was the reason why they took him out, the character should have been in. Lucas, who the hell is Lucas? Nobody knows who Lucas is, or because he comes from Mother 3, a Japanese only game. Not a lot of people knew who Ness was. You know, the game did not do all that well in the West for all intents and purposes. For all intents and purposes, the same thing could be said for Shulk, for crying out loud. The game almost never made it to the West. So, you know, it's a little gray area, and I believe there's other characters. Marth and Roy were also characters that were not intended to come to the West, and they did in Smash Bros. Melee. So, you know, the possibility is there. And then for representatives for newer games, I think we're gonna get 3 or 4 newcomers from brand new Nintendo IPs. I'm expecting the Inklings from Splatoon to the Inklings to be the Splatoon's representatives. That's how I should say it. With obviously all the weapons from both either Splatoon 1 or Splatoon 2. And maybe, just maybe, the Octolinks also appearing as playable characters with a different set of weapons, you know? Also, I should include here, because I didn't even remember that this was a franchise, Animal Crossing will be obviously returning. I don't see any characters being added. The other new Nintendo IP is ARMS, and I think Springman and Ribbon Girl will obviously be the ARMS representatives, even if it's the same moveset for both, and it's just a costume swap between both of them. I think that the ARMS characters could all very well play differently in Smash Brothers, and I think a lot of people would be more happy with other characters, like, I don't know, maybe the ever popular Twintel, or Biden Bark would be interesting as well in Smash Brothers. Maybe Max Brass, or the new character Dr. Coil would be cool to see in Smash Brothers. Mostly because all of them have different abilities, and it will be very interesting. Heck, even Springman and Ribbon Girl could be interesting. Like, Springman could have a parry, would be obviously down B would be a counter, technically speaking. The same thing could be said for Spring Girl. Like, she could jump. How many times can she jump in that game? 4 times? I don't know, I don't know the game, but like, she could just keep on jumping. Twintail could slow down time. Kid Cobra could be... Ninjara could just teleport like the ninja he is. It will be very, very interesting to see an ARMS representative, how they handle these franchises. Now, if you notice a little cut, there was a cut here because I am now talking to you from the future, not really the future. When I was redoing the intro, because trust me, it took me a while to redo the intro, I was reminded of a new franchise from Nintendo that could make it into Super Smash Bros. Obviously, I did not cover many of them. I covered just older franchises. But before we get to the outro, is exactly the franchise I forgot was Wonderful 101. I do believe that Wonderful 101 will be getting a representative in Smash. The characters just fit. I think the game is going to be one game that will be ported to the Nintendo Switch eventually, probably 2019, around other games or in a collection. But yeah, Wonder Red maybe, Wonder Blue, Wonder Pink, Wonder Green, all of them could be good characters. All of them could even be one character if transformation characters are back, which I don't think they will, or even just, you know, the character changing with the B button or what you do with it. But yeah, that's about it. But yeah, again, that's about it for this particular video, dwelling on retro new IPs from Nintendo, the Punch-Out and the Pikmin series, alongside the Mii's and even Animal Crossing that I completely forgot until I talked about the representatives for Splatoon. So yeah, tell me in the comment section what you think of characters that both from newer IPs and older IPs. Who should be in Smash in your opinions? Do you think that the Ice Climber is going to return? Do you think that we're going to get a Little Mac clone? Do you think there's any way we're going to get another Pikmin character? Even if they include 4 new Pikmin, do you think there's going to be any more Mii classes or anyone from Animal Crossing for that matter, who do you think is coming from ARMS? Because you know that at least one character is coming from it. Obviously Splatoon, way overdue. At the very least, DLC should have been for the next for four, but still. So if you want to watch the rest of the series, the video will be there'll be a playlist in the it's on screen right now alongside the playlist for Breath of the Wild, Ballad of Champions Ballad, and the Xenoblade Chronicles 2 not DLC playthrough. So I've been the Legend of the S, and I'll see you guys next time.